Hi everybody, thank you for being here and for this session about bringing handwriting recognition to your web app with a Polymer component. So if you have any questions during this tool in action, feel free to post them on the official Devoxx application. We will try to answer them at the end of it. So me and Johan, we are working at MyScript. It's a French company founded 17 years ago in Nantes. And we are building some handwriting recognition technology. So currently we can recognize text, math, shapes, and also music. On the text field, we can recognize more than 160 languages in more than 20 different scripts. What we call a script, it's Latin script, Arabic, Chinese, Russian, whatsoever. And we build our technology for many OSs like Windows, Linux, Mac, iOS, Android, and also for Linux Lite, QNX. So maybe you already use handwriting in the last OD8. You can just write your address with your finger, letter by letter, and once you write, it gets recognized, and you don't have to use the GPS paddle to enter your address where you want to go. So this is MyScript technology. And with this core technology, we also have a server one, which allow you to use handwriting with REST or WebSocket calls. So I'm Pierre Almandoit, and I'm the team leader of the cloud team.
Hi everybody, I'm Johan Strebel. I'm a software engineer in the Pierre Alban's team. As Pierre Alban likes to say, I'm the father of MyScript web component. For your comprehension, we start to show you our web demo portal. It's important to know MyScript handwriting recognition is not an optical character recognition system. It's a live recognition. We capture all the coordinates and sometimes timestamp of your drawing. So I take an example here.
So hello get recognized. You can see. So how it works under the hood. I will try to explain very briefly how the core technology is working. So first of all, we have different pre-processing steps. The first one is baseline correction. We try to detect which invisible lines the user followed while he was writing. And once we detect the baseline, we rotate all the inputs as if the user was writing following lines on his paper. So this is the first pre-processing treatment. We also have line extracting, so we try to detect bigger and smaller blocks, and we attach the smaller one to the bigger ones, and we put them all the bigger one after another, as if the user has write on a ribbon. We are transforming a 2D problem in a 1D. So we remove everything. One other pre-processing is a smoothing. As we capture the input with electronic devices, they are all sampling. Whatever the quality of your stylus is, it samples a little or a lot. So you can have cascading effects if you redraw the writing. So we smooth it in order to keep only the most important points of every user input. So we also have other pre-processing treatments. It may vary of the language or what we want to detect and also the power we can use. On a small embedded device, we can do less than on a laptop, for example. After that comes the first important part, which is segmentation. If you write with a cursive scripts, several letters could be attached and be written in one stroke. So, for example, here the user writes pen without putting his pen up. So we try to detect the most important part of the input, cut it, and then recompose in order to have a character. So here, pen is a split in 6 characters, and we will recompose the 3 first ones to make the letter P. And during this recomposition phase, we put a probability on it. So at the end of the segmentation, we have characters with a probability that it is a character or not. So here I will have the 3 first stroke with maybe it's 80% accurate that it's a character. I will have also maybe this stroke alone with a probability of 55%, I don't know. So we have character candidates at the output of segmentation. Then we have some neuronal networks which take in input several characteristics about each characters, and we train those neuronal networks with samples gathered from native speakers all around the world, native writers, sorry, all around the world. So we train them and we reuse them in order to put a probability on each character. So on my previous example, I will have in the output a P with a certain probability, a E with a certain probability, an N, etc. Then comes the language processing part. We grab corpus from all around the web in order to know a language and to make our handwriting recognition more accurate. So, for example, if you start by writing a T and a E, most probably after that you will have an A, because if you are writing in English, you write T most frequently than TED. So also at the end of this phase, we have another probability that our recognition is accurate or not. And at the end, we have some dynamic programming who is calculating and try to know if we have reached the required accuracy. If we didn't reach it, we can remake a segmentation, character classification, and language processing with different parameters, and then we can loop a certain times, depending on what the user asks, in order to have the most accurate handwriting recognition. And that's how we start from X and Y and to have a text. So this is a build. We use this technology in our server part. We have some REST and WebSocket endpoints. So on top of them, we build some web component to ease using handwriting recognition in a web app.
So we decided to do that for helping people to add handwriting recognition on their web application. To do that, we decided to use web component. Why web component? Web component is a set of standards by WC3 for create reusable element in your web application. And we decided to use Polymer because Polymer is a driving force, a lot of tools around web components, and it's top of web element. So that's why we decided to use this two technology. So now we will talk about our demonstration, one with our math MyScript Mat web component and another with MyScript text web component.
So let's start. So if you want to use a web component, first of all, you have to add the Bower dependency. So here, it's MyScript Mat web. So what I will try to do here, I will try to make a very simple quiz with one question. I will ask the user to factorize a mathematical expression. So as maybe you know where you are a student, where if you have to write some equation in the word processor, you may have to use LaTeX, and it's you have to learn LaTeX. With this handwriting, I will just have to write, and I will have LaTeX as output, and I will use this LaTeX output to make a comparison with the expected result. So to start, I will add the recognition components. So I add the Bower dependency. Now I will grab them. Yep. And we also prepared a template. Wait a little bit while. Tac. So I create an index file. So what you see currently, I just have some style, a title, and the various div to where I will place questions, the expected result and the results, and an input zone. So first of all, I will add the dependency to web component JS little. This is mandatory if you want your page to work in all browsers. If you don't replace the web component polyfill, it will only work on Chrome actually or Opera. Then I will add my MyScript Mat elements. So it comes with two key attributes, application key and hashmark key. It's some key you grab on our dev portal. You have to register to have it on user server or server endpoints. So right now, I grab the dependency. Yes, sorry, up. I place it. I will grab the dependency. I will grab the dependency here. Link. So. So I restart. This is the dependency, and here I add the tag for the custom element. So let's see my output. So I just start Polyserve as a web server, but you can use whatever web server you want. So here I have a non-writing zone, and I can write my mathematical expression. And once I write, it gets recognized on top. So now what I want is to show the question and to compare the user input with the expected result. How I can achieve that? We expose on our MyScript Mat web tag various attributes. Here we are interested by the result one, which will give you the results in different formats. You can have LaTeX, MathML, or symbol tree. And we also some fire events every time a new results arrive, or every time the user deletes on scratch, on trash everything he writes previously. So I will bind the result event and try to compare it with the expected result. how we can do that. So we had an event on the web components ready in order that our web component is loaded before accessing its property. Here are the questions. We render them with KTech. It's a LaTeX renderer, a JavaScript library, and we bind the MyScript MatWeb result, and every time it arrives, we extract the LaTeX result and we compare it with the answer. And if it's valid, we put it in green. If it's incorrect, in red. And if user click on delete, we trash everything. Let's see in action. So here it's pretty simple. If I write 3, I got a recognition from the server. My MyScript math results get fired, so I get a 3. I compare the 3 with the expected result, and it works. Here it's more complicated. So that's it. And we also have a component working with text recognition, and that's you want to play.
So we try to show you our MyScript text web component in a demonstration. So for this demonstration, we ask a simple question. What's the favorite animals for human being? And we try to respond with our component. And we try to interact with a paper element provided by Polymer. So I have bower.json where I put the dependency of my element. I have to download the dependency of my element. By typing bower install. Waiting for. Okay, it's okay. Now we have created a template to be quick for this presentation. So I name it index file. Okay. So in this demo, we have a still. We have some icons flag to change the language of our questions in this demo. We have a paper input to interact with our MyScript text web element. And we have the web component JS. So first I have to grab the dependency. Just by an import. Like that. So you can see a link that could change our language, so an US or Chinese. A section with our sentence. What's the best friend of human being? It's a paper input, like I said. And I will add an input method. Just like that, one line. So, in my JavaScript code, I have the interaction with my different element of my page. Here, we listen to the web component Reddit event. We listen the MyScript text web result event to set our web paper input component with our first candidate result of recognition. So I will show you the documentation of my component. So it's very easy to read. You have properties. So first candidate, it's interesting for us to get the first candidate returned by the handwriting recognition engine. We would like to hide buttons, to hide the result of our component for this demo. I will show you. And we would like to change the language. Here we are result, because we are result and event, just like that. So I'll launch a web server, Polymer. Here we are. So it's our demo. So here we can type a result and it interact with this element directly. So now I would like to simply hide result area. I have to type hide result, just like that. And here you are. So I would like to try to write a Chinese symbol for this question.
Missed.
Missed. I retry.
We are not some native Chinese writers.
Oh, missed. So the thing important here is to show you the context of the language. It's important for our recognition system. If you are in English, you can't find a symbol. That's why we would like to show you that.
Yes, if you are in English, you won't have some Chinese symbol as output. But if you are in Chinese, you may have some Latin symbol as an output, as Chinese people use some Latin character. But you will have most probably some Chinese symbol as output. So you can try those demo by yourself on your phone, your laptop, or tablet, or whatever you want. So just go to demo.webservices.myscript.com, and you will be able to try those demo live right now. We will read the question, but if you want to go deeper in our technology, you can go to our dev portal. It's dev.myscript.com. We explain all our technology and the different SDK we have that you can use online on our server. We also have some Android or iOS libraries on the core techno. So what are the questions? What are the most popular use cases for MyScript? Currently, we have two very popular use cases. We are I would say three. The one I told in car, in the automotive industry, more and more people are interested by handwriting recognition. As scientists say, it's you get more focus on the road if you write than if you have to talk to enter an address. And also if you have to use a paddle. So a lot of car manufacturers are interested by handwriting recognition when you have to write a character by character. We are also used in a mobile phone sold in Asia. When you write Latin, it's pretty easy to write it with a keyboard, as it is less than 40 characters, I would say. But if you have to write Chinese, Japanese, or Korean, you have to know more and more, many more characters, or you have to know pinning methods. So pinning methods, you have to combine 3 or 2 Latin characters to get a Chinese one. So for Asian language, people like to use what we call input methods. So it's a keyboard replacement inside their device, so they can write symbols with only strokes on bar. And the last one, it's maths. So you can download the MyScript calculator. It's a free app which allow you to make some mathematical recognition, like we are demoing here in a web component. But you have what we call a typesetting, so the capability to edit your math expression and to solve it in the app. So we have many use cases around math in education, particularly. For example, in the Khan Academy app, the answer for students in the mobile app, it's a MyScript widget, which it's used, actually. We also have another question. We don't use Travis CI, not yet. What language do you support? I don't have them by head. You have to go to our website. Many of them, it's Arabic, French, Russian. We have a lot of language. We don't have all the Indian language. That's the part which is missing, actually. Is there any more questions? We have 3 minutes left. So it's okay. Hey.
With the precision, in the beginning you said you parse a text block, and then would the precision increase if you also take into account how the letter is written, like T is always first the vertical line and then the horizontal line, and I can imagine for Chinese characters that they are always written in a specific way. Would that increase precision?
Yes, it's the linguistic part in Chinese. It's pretty more easy than in the Latin language. If it was the question is the accuracy higher with a Chinese character as can rephrase the question. In Chinese, it's you can write a phrase with only 3 characters. It's not a series of letters like in Latin. So the linguistic part, it's less important than the character recognition part, which is a really big challenge for the Chinese recognition, as we have to train and learn a very large set of characters. Thank you for your attention. And so there are some goodies here, so you can come and grab one if you want.
Thanks.